What's going on, everyone? Nick or Catalyst here, and today I'm bringing you the ultimate Battlefield 5 guide. I know that a lot of you are new to the game and have picked it up while it's been on sale for the 53rd time since launch, but don't worry. Don't let the numbers fool you. There are still a lot of people playing this game. This is actually the most popular game in the entire franchise, even more popular than Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield Bad Company 2. But today, I'm going to teach you how to be a Battlefield 5 god. This is the best and most perfect guide ever created, and you should do exactly as I say. I am the best Battlefield player in the world, and no one can touch me, so you should, again, do exactly as I say. Ready? Get a pen and paper, let's get started. First off, let's start with settings. Don't change anything, nothing at all. Battlefield 5 has the perfect default settings and will already make you an absolute god on the sticks or mouse and keyboard if you really hate yourself that much. Oh yeah, I should probably say that this is a console video before some 40-year-old virgin complains and writes me a comment in the comment section that says you should say PS4 in your title, you're wasting my time, when in reality you are wasting your time playing Battlefield 5 anyway, so let's just shake dicks and call it a day. But back to what I was saying, you don't want to change any of your settings, especially your settings that change the amount of screen shake and clutter on your screen, because you want to be as immersed as possible in this game, right? You want to feel like you are really in World War II with all the women and historical inaccuracies and battles that you've never heard of. This is, after all, the most immersive World War II experience on the market. This, after all, will give you the opportunity to spectate the lesser specimen that occupy the game around you. So, now that we have your settings squared away, let's talk about game modes. Everybody knows that Battlefield is known for its small maps and close quarters combat, so naturally, we are going to play nothing but Team Deathmatch, because all the best players play Team Deathmatch, even though it's kind of difficult because the maps aren't balanced and people literally spawn right on fucking top of each other, but that's okay. We are learning how to be gods in Battlefield 5, and of course, we have workarounds. Allow me to present to you the one and only formula that you will ever need to apply in your life when you're playing Battlefield 5. E equals MC squared? No, you fruitcake, it's rate of fire equals skill. Make sure that you run excessively either the Suomi and the Tommy gun with a 50-round mag on it, because you are going to be hosing bullets downrange like a fireman trying to put out a fire at DICE headquarters, which, come to think of it, at this point, I don't think anybody would try to put out that fire, especially because that fire was caused by a frustrated employee that is still trying to get the fucking Alcin Dan Conquest map into the game 1 month later, and his or her, because let's not forget it's 2019 and DICE is a gender-neutral safe space, his or her computer self-destructed faster than anything EA marketing. And that's the key to Team Deathmatch, the only game mode that you will ever want to play. But say you want to be exotic and really flex your skill and play another game mode like Conquest, well, don't worry, we are well equipped for that as well. Now I've seen that you decided to put on your man pants and play some Conquest. You see those letters scattered across the map? These are called objectives, and you're supposed to capture these objectives to win the game. But don't worry, we aren't going to be doing that. We aren't going to get anywhere near a flag, because it's not a Battlefield 5 god's job to do that. We are above that. If you even step on a flag at any point in the game, even accidentally, you might as well back out and uninstall the game and just cry in your corner, because getting on a flag means death, and death means that we aren't gods, so somebody else has to do the fewest work. Oh, but before you get on with the game, you need to make sure that you spam the quest order button so that you can get the squad lead from your team so you can call in a V1 rocket, because that's the entire reason you bought the game anyways in the first place, right? Apart from the fact that it's undersold so badly that its current price is cheaper than a bag of mulch. Spam the leader until he hands over the squad lead or kicks you from the squad so you can go unbother a different squad leader. But it's really important that you do get the V1 rocket and you call it in the right spot, because it's going to be make up the majority of your kills from that game, and it's going to be the opening clip for your pub montage, #PodChamp. Well, now that we got that out of the way, what about weapons? Well, basically, you can play with any class you want, but not really. You have only two choices. You can either stay far away with DMRs and not push the objective like we talked about earlier, which is a good option, all things considered, but you can also choose to remember the other golden rule that we talked about earlier, which is rate of fire equals skill. So I suggest that you play with about 3 weapons specifically, the M1907 SF, the Suomi, and the Tommy gun. The faster the rate of fire, the better, because you need to be able to simply outskill people with rate of fire when you get caught off guard. The good thing is that recoil is almost non-existent in Battlefield 5, so you shouldn't have any trouble controlling the recoil. Okay, but say that you actually struggle with controlling recoil. That's okay, because DICE is Battlefield God friendly and have implemented a mechanic and weapon class that will give you absolutely no recoil at all. The bipod is God's gift to mankind, and you should exploit this piece of shit for everything that it's worth, but also don't forget our key formula, rate of fire equals skill. So we are going to go ahead and select the highest rate of fire MMG in the entire game, the MG42. Perfect. Now, how do you play to your advantage with an MMG? Well, you have to lie down to use it to its full effectiveness, but we aren't just going to bipod anywhere. No, we are tasked with the most important role on the battlefield because we are Battlefield gods. We are going to, at first, bipod in dark corners or in grass like we are part of the Viet Cong and the Vietnam War, and we are going to simply outskill those players with our superior gun skill and overall skill at the game, because remember, rate of fire equals skill. But When we are done setting up a family, a house, a 401k, a Roth fund, and a fully functioning casino in our bipod spot, we are going to do the work of level cap the ultimate Battlefield god, and we are going to watch everybody's backs and bipod down the most obscure and random choke point on every map, just in case somebody walks through. Which is good, because Battlefield 5 is a military simulator and not at all an arcade shooter, and this is real life tactics at play here. We need to watch Sector Fox Uniform Charlie Kilo Yankee Oscar Uniform for that any player to run straight through. Well, if you want to add some extra spice to your clearly mundane life, you can teabag them as well when you find them. Now, it is important to note that you have the ability to give health and ammo to your teammates, but that's not what we're going to do, because if DICE wanted those players to have health and ammo, they would have it by now. We also aren't going to revive anybody if we're a medic, because they have to live or die by their choices. Those same players, however, must revive us because, well, we're Battlefield 5 gods. But say that you aren't winning the game. Don't worry, it's not your fault at all. Just blame your teammates for not doing their job better. After all, you were doing your job just perfectly, but after you give your squad a piece of your superior mind, you should probably take a look at the scoreboard. Your team is losing pretty badly, huh? And it looks like the team could probably use a few more medics for some more revives. So what are we going to do? You guessed it, we are going to switch to the scout class. Now, as a scout player, you are going to channel your inner Private Jackson from the movie Saving Private Ryan, and luckily the game has your back because you can lie down basically anywhere and blend right in because my alien grandfather has better visibility than the visibility that DICE has given you in this game. But you're going to quickly figure out that you can't aim for shit, especially with Battlefield 5's headshot headboxes, which are the size of a hot air balloon instead of, oh, I don't know, a normal human skull, so that leaves us with only one realistic option. That's right, the Boys AT rifle, the most skilled weapon in the entire game. So, now that we have the Boys AT rifle equipped, we are going to lay down and be a useless piece of shit for the remainder of the game as punishment for our team doing so bad, or if you're feeling kind of frisky, you can skip the whole bipoding step entirely and head straight for the Boys AT rifle. Eventually, you're going to be extending to a level of godliness that is so high in this game that you aren't going to get a single kill without lying down on your fat ass or small dick. That is, of course, the ultimate goal of the guide here. Now, while using the Boys AT rifle, you're going to remain completely oblivious and not pay attention to anything going on around you. You could be losing the objective directly behind you. You could be losing the objective directly in front of you. It doesn't matter. Don't go and defend that objective, no matter what you do. You are to remain completely incognito until you fire a shot that's louder than the ear-shattering, mentally scarring sex that your parents had in front of you in the opposite bedroom. It sucks because being one of the qualifications for being a Battlefield god, like I'm showing you how to do right now, is to not even come remotely close to seeing a vagina in your time on Earth, but I'm getting completely off track here. You're going to get a lot of easy one-shot kills with this thing and be the epitome of skill in Battlefield 5, but chances are your team is still going to lose and it's going to be all their fault. That's okay, the next map in the rotation is Panzerstorm, and that makes you happy because things go boom. Am I being a little too insensitive at this point? I don't know, it's hard to gauge, but the reality is that the map isn't going to go well because you are going to back out and relish your hard work by purchasing an elite skin that should be in the game for free, but you're more than happy to purchase it for $9.99 plus shipping and handling, and you gladly cosplay as one of those elites at the next EA Play event. And when you finally put in your father's credit card to purchase that elite skin, you will have finally reached the ultimate form of a Battlefield 5 god, and you will have assumed the title from me as best Battlefield player in the entire world. And as you can see, even with me trying to do bad on purpose, there are still somehow people that are worse than me, which blows my fucking mind. Congratulations, you deserve it, and that, my friends, is the end of the guide on how to be an absolute Battlefield 5 god. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I know this is probably not exactly what you were expecting, and this was not at all inspired by my recent experiences with teammates on the game, but for what it's worth, if you did enjoy the video, make sure that you drop a like on it, subscribe for some actual guides and high-tier gameplay. That's what I normally do besides making some parody videos. This is probably like the first video of this kind that I've ever made, so again, it's a really shot in the dark. I guess you can say that I've run out of ideas, but regardless of that, subscribe if you're new and you enjoyed it and you want to check out some real Battlefield 5 content. Turn on post notifications if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Nick or Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.